The production of Squid Game has released new behind-the-scenes videos. In them, we can see how several scenes from Season 2 were filmed. Today on CharlieTales, we'll analyze this material and share some interesting details about the series. Ready? Let's get started. In episode 1, there is a scene where the policeman discovers a clue about Squid Game. To investigate further, he climbs a building on a rainy night. Recently, the series production released videos showing how this scene was filmed. Here we can see a production member climbing the building at the same angles as the policeman. Obviously, these dangerous scenes are not performed by the main actor, but by a stunt double. If we look closely, the stunt double climbs with the help of ropes on his back. These ropes provide him with the power to climb effortlessly. The stunt double filmed the entire climbing sequence, and when he reaches the window, he is replaced by the actor. Let's move on to the doll game. First, we can notice that the doll was completely real. The actors were able to film their scenes facing it directly, which added a lot of realism to the process. However, not everything was real. If we look at the background, we can see that blue walls were used to add CGI in post-production. In another video, I already explained the reason for this. CGI was used to create the massive walls of the set. It's much easier to create these walls with CGI than to build them by hand since they are enormous. We also have a small glimpse of how the death of player 188 was filmed. In the series, she couldn't stay still due to fear. Her arms trembled a lot and the doll detected her. That's why the North Korean guard had to eliminate her. This game had a lot of CGI. In this video, we can see how the aerial shots of the location were made. They simply filmed an island from above and created the entire doll set with CGI. This means that in the aerial shots, nothing was real. The gigantic container with the game's prize was also created with CGI. This iconic piggy bank has been present since Season 1. It's where the players can see the money accumulating with each game. But it was all CGI. The piggy bank doesn't exist. There are also some scenes from the Squid Game building. Here we can see the players walking in lines. If we pay attention to the floor, we'll notice that it's blue. Later in editing, this blue background is used to add more floors below. This is done to avoid building such a tall structure. In other videos, we've already seen how all these scenes are filmed at ground level. The production didn't actually build a massive structure with many floors. That's why the blue background is used to give the impression that everything is quite tall, like a large tower. In episode 5, the North Korean woman has a disagreement with her fellow guards. Because of this, two men go to her room to threaten her. A small fight ensues. Now we have scenes of how that battle was filmed. As we can see, the person being hit is not the actress from the series, but a stunt double. He performs all the fight movements, and the actress only does the scenes where her face is shown up close. Additionally, we can notice how, in the behind-the-scenes footage, the hits are extremely slow. But in the series, thanks to editing, the entire fight feels very violent. Now that we know part of this scene was done by a double, I took the time to go frame by frame to see if there's any moment where we can see his face. Indeed, when the character falls to the ground, we can see that it's not the actress, but a stunt double. That's why, after falling, the double immediately uses their arms to cover their face. The scene then cuts, and we transition to a close-up of the actual actress. A behind-the-scenes photo was also released, showing the actress resting after filming this scene. On her cheek, we can see a streak of blood, so this photo is from the end, after the other guards cut her cheek with a knife. In the final scene, the actress ends up with her head pressed against the floor. However, thanks to the photo, we can see that during breaks, the actress was given a pillow to rest her head. There's also a very clear photo of Min-soo playing Gongi in the pentathlon. This is interesting because this image doesn't appear in the episode. In the pentathlon, there is a very brief shot of Min-soo. He's being insulted for failing at Gongi, but we never get a good video of the actor playing. This makes me think they filmed more footage of him, but it was ultimately cut during editing. Let's move on to this photo from the doll game. Here we can see Gi-hun alongside player 120 and a dead man on the floor. This is the man the two of them tried to save, but in the end, he was shot. Interestingly, in the behind-the-scenes photo, we can see that the actor was given a blanket on the floor. This was probably to prevent him from getting hurt. This scene was filmed outdoors, and as we can see, it's very sunny. The actor would likely have gotten burned if they had placed his face directly on the hot floor. What's unclear to me is how they removed the blanket during editing. In the final scene, it's completely gone. We also have this picture where we can see several actors posing for a selfie. This was at the premiere of Season 2. Here we have player 120, the recruiter, and the YouTuber player. But the most interesting thing is that we also see Ali, the player from Season 1. Apparently, he was also invited to the premiere. This could mean that Ali might have a small cameo in the future. Let's remember that in Season 2, Sang-woo and Se-byok did have cameos. They appeared in episode 1 when Gi-hun had a nightmare with the frontman. He appeared in his house with the heads of his friends. With this context, it doesn't seem far-fetched to think that Ali could have a similar cameo in season 3. Videos were also released showing how the series choreographers practiced for the big battle in episode 7. In that episode, Gi-hun and his friends pretended to be dead to surprise the guards. In these videos, we can see how they prepared the movements for the scene. It's clear that it's a practice session since they aren't in the players' dormitory. It's just a regular room. In the end, the choreographers do a practice run wearing green uniforms. But there's something strange here. Why are both wearing player uniforms? In the scene, there's never a fight between players. The fight is always against the guards. I suppose the choreographers didn't have pink uniforms for this practice, so they all decided to wear green ones. Moving on to some interesting photos. In this one, we can see the start of the fight in the men's bathroom. We can see how they filmed the moment when Thanos climbs on top of the YouTuber to hit him. This is also the part where Thanos dies. This photo was also released, where we can see actress Jo Yuri, who plays the pregnant player. She's with the friend of the trans player. This girl died in the carousel game. This photo doesn't hold any production secrets. I'm just including it because I find it incredible how much both actresses resemble each other. From this angle, they look identical. There are other behind-the-scenes curiosity photos. For example, this one where Gi-hun is sitting next to the frontman in the editing room. Even behind the scenes, they stay together. We also have this photo where we see actor Im Si-won, who plays the YouTuber. Here he is posing for the opening photos, where all the players appear with a pink background behind them. Look at the enormous amount of equipment in front of him. It's amazing how much they use to achieve a scene that might seem very simple. There are other fun photos, like this one where Thanos is posing with the girl from the first game. This is the one who died because of the bee. We can also see Yunsu, the fan of Thanos who was betrayed in the carousel game. This photo reminded me that, at the beginning of it all, Yunsu asked Thanos for a selfie, but was never able to get it. At least behind the scenes, he made it happen. There are many more interesting photos, but I'll have to make an entire video to analyze them all. Maybe we'll do it later. That's all for today. If you liked the video, you'd really help me out by leaving a like. That would be legendary. Also, remember to subscribe to see more videos like this. Thanks for listening. My name is Charlie, and I'll see you in the future.